A memorial service will be held this afternoon in Stonewall for Lisa Gibson and her 2 children, Anna and Nicholas, after the 3 died last week. 2-year-old Anna and 3-month-old Nicholas were taken to hospital in critical condition after being found in the bathtub at the family's Westwood home. Gibson's body was found in the Red River just north of the Forks. The obituaries that appeared yesterday in the Winnipeg Free Press asked that donations be made in their name to the Manitoba Mood Disorder Society. The memorial goes at 1 o'clock today at the Mackenzie Funeral Home in Stonewall. Meanwhile, there will be a public vigil tonight at 7:30 at the Forks. Those who are planning on attending are being asked to bring a candle and a white flower. The province's chief medical examiner is investigating all 3 deaths. The investigation is expected to take a couple of months to complete. Ontario Provincial Police have issued an Amber Alert in an effort to locate a 9-year-old boy missing from Niagara Falls in an alleged case of parental abduction. Jose Luis Resendez is described as 4'6", 65 pounds with dark hair. He and his father, who are U.S. citizens who live in Georgia, were in Niagara Falls for a family visit to Marineland. Police say during the course of the day, the boy's biological mother and his uncle took the boy and left the group. Officers are trying to track down Tavise and Edison Roja Cateno, noting they have ties to Toronto and Hamilton. 3 months after 3 women in Cleveland broke free from their captor, the man who held them in his home for a decade will be sentenced today. A plea deal will spare Ariel Castro the death penalty, but he faces a possible life in prison sentence plus 1,000 years. Castro has pleaded guilty to 937 charges. Court documents show Castro admits to disgusting and inhuman conduct. Prosecutors say his female captives kept diaries documenting the physical and sexual abuse they suffered daily until their escape in May. The Manitoba Métis Federation has unveiled a strategic investment committee ahead of land claims negotiations with the federal government. The team includes former Prime Minister Paul Martin, James Richardson, CEO Hartley Richardson, Richardson Financial Group President Sanford Riley, U of M Chancellor Harvey Sector, and retired Alberta businessman Dr. Eric Newell. They will advise the Manitoba Métis Federation on how to build a legacy fund to support the aspirations of future Métis generations.
If I'm to be negotiating one of the biggest agreements for our people, I myself have to admit wide openly, I don't have all the expertise nor the skill set to do that. If I'm to develop something, it has to be for the longevity of our nation. It cannot be something that is done and gone the next day or the next year. Messaging.
The land claims case goes back to 1870 when the federal government of the day negotiated with Louis Riel to end the Red River Rebellion. Earlier this year, the Supreme Court of Canada ruled the federal government did not honor those agreements. People who live downtown may soon find it a little harder to find a place to park now that the city is doing away with on-street parking passes for those who live in the core. The city says they need to end the program to increase parking spot turnaround in the Exchange District. That's because more people are choosing to live downtown, and on-street parking is meant for short-term parking, not long-term.
There are things that have to be done to satisfy both parties. And as far as the parking is concerned, it's time that we need more vehicles moving and going in and out on short-term parking on our streets.
Officials say downtown residents will need to find parking in a parkade or a lot. The Exchange District Biz and Impark say they are working to find solutions for the residents. The parking passes expire at the end of August. We'll have more local news coming up at 7 o'clock. Right now, we'll check in with Jeremy.